Hi folks, I hope all of you are doing great this Diwali season. It's been a while since I did a video. I think almost 4 to 5 months since my last video. So I thought I'll do a quick one, this being a long weekend. A couple of things that I'll be discussing today. One is an important milestone which I tweeted about this week. I got a lot of replies on this, a lot of congratulations replies. So I was not able to respond to you guys on the on Twitter, on WhatsApp, Telegram, and all. So I thought I'll do a quick video to answer a few of the questions which were raised, and also to thank all of you guys for the great appreciation that you've shown. Right. So these are the points that I'm planning to cover uh, in this video. So I'll just get started. First of all, if you've not seen this or you're seeing this for the first time, I'll just go through what this milestone is about and why it is very important for me. So I have been a system trader for the longest time, and I've been dabbling with discretionary trades for the past, I would say, year and a half, and it's been going really well. This time round, I tried something new, something ambitious, which was to uh, like take a big volume trade and to sort of ride at least a couple of thousand points on Bank Nifty. So around 10% you could say on Bank Nifty. And it worked out really well. As you can see, I shared it was an important milestone in my trading journey, a new technique which I tried, a mix of multiple trades ranging from scalps to positional, with the underlying overview which was primarily bullish. And markets have been really kind in the past couple of weeks. I know a lot of traders who've done really well. So markets have been really nice. Uh, so yeah, when I tweeted this, I got a sea of response from all the folks who follow me on Twitter. Uh, a lot of congratulations, a lot of people appreciating and getting inspired by what I shared. So I really liked it, and I would like to thank all of you for the great gesture. So, and then there were a lot of questions also in this thread, which I thought I should discuss uh, via this video. So that's the attempt. Uh, so thank you for your wishes, and we are going to discuss the setup which I use for trading. We'll not get into too many details, but a basic setup which I used. A lot of people asked about what was the reward to risk, how did I manage that. So I'll briefly discuss that. Uh, a lot of people asked about the charges incurred. Actually, in the screenshot, the charges were missing, so there was a query about that. A lot of people were asking if I do webinars or offer any tips, services. I do not do that, but we'll discuss that briefly as well. So getting started, I'll start off with the setup which I used for Bank Nifty. So yeah, so this is the Bank Nifty daily chart. I'll just zoom out a bit. As you can see, after this fall, there has been a steady up move in the Bank Nifty index, and uh, what got me really bullish was the price action around. Just let me probably take a screenshot for this for better for explaining this better. Yeah, just a second. There's something off, it seems. Yeah, so we were discussing the setup. Let's go to the Bank Nifty chart very quickly. So this is the daily Bank Nifty chart. After the fall in March, there's been a steady uprise, as you can see. So There've been higher lows which were being made. This is a higher low. This is a strong base formation where we are seeing higher lows. These are at the same level, but this higher low is higher than this one. So that's why I'm calling it a higher low. Then we got a breakout from this place, and then there was a sharp sell-off which happened. Very interestingly, around this area there was a breakdown, a gap down, and then a big red candle which formed, right? Which sort of suggested that bears were in control because this was a strong support which got broken here, right? And what followed from here was something completely opposite, which was an absolutely killer bullish move for the next 8 to 10 days, as you can see, right? So what this move told us was that the bears are out, right? Because they were not even able to break the low of this candle, which was supposedly like the breakdown candle from a series of supports, right? So this is where I got a bit bullish, and this retracement also, if you look at this, the retracement is more than 75%. Pardon me for the handwriting, not very good with the writing. So this up move took a lot of people by surprise, and it was an absolute uh, big bullish move. So this is where my setup began to take shape. uh, what I decided was that I would wait for a correction to happen, and then I would take long positions above the pivot high. So this, wherever the correction happens, so in this case, this is the correction which happened, and this became a pivot high. So above this is what my plan was for going long, right? Just erasing this so we have better clarity. And the other point which supported my view, which made me really bullish, was the shallow correction. The speed at which uh, the price moved up from maybe what would you call this is hardly a 20% correction in the entire scheme of thing from here till here. We only got around 20% correction, and again we broke the pivot high. So this is where I went long, and this level was around I think don't remember the exact level. It was around 24. Uh, yeah, 24 300 or so. What was the high on this candle? Let me just quickly check. This 24 320. Yeah. So 24 300 is where I decided to go long. Now the catch here is that my stop loss ideally should be the pivot low, which is this, which is 22,900, right? So SL being 22,900, and entry that I was planning to take was 24 300. So this is a huge stop loss, right? It's a stop loss of around 1400 points. So taking a big position becomes very difficult if you are having a big stop loss. So this is where I thought that I need to like innovate and do something different. I cannot go with the 1400 point stop loss here. So what I decided was two things. One, I'll do a bit of what do you call in out trades. I'm bullish. I'll take the bullish view wherever I see a setup which is bullish in nature. I'll take that trade, but I'll not keep a very big stop loss. I'll probably keep a 300 to 500, not more than 500 point stop loss, right? And I'll re-enter if it gets bearish, I'll get out, and when again it gets bullish, I'll re-enter. Right? So that was the first thing. And the second thing was to kind of do some pyramiding. Once I get a good breakout, clean breakout, I will start adding certain quantities. Even in intraday, if I get a dip, I'll buy. If I get a extreme move, which is 3 standard deviation on a 15-minute time frame, I'll exit. Right? I'll discuss that slightly more. So with these two things in mind, I decided to get in here. And yeah, so we were discussing about the two elements which I focused on. One was about re-entries, and the second one was about pyramiding. Right. So as I told you, I got in here, and this was a very choppy kind of an environment, wherein I got stopped out. I think somewhere around the low of this candle. So this I think this was the October series. Yeah, I'll just show you the losses as well. Bank Nifty 20 October futures. Yes. Right. So here is the loss, which was around 16, 17. So there was a lot of in out which happened during this period. Right. Some was profitable, some was loss making. Finally, it was this was the initial loss which I faced. So just to tell you, my total loss appetite for this particular trade was around 25 lakhs. So I was down 16 on this, and I had another around 10L, give or take 10 to 12L, to kind of work with this trade. Right. My second entry happened somewhere around here, which was a successful entry, and then I sort of did some pyramiding as it went up. There was no looking back from here, so this was a great entry here. And November, this is yeah. So this was the profitable trade that I had shared with you guys. So once I entered here, this was a very good breakout. I'll show you on the 30-minute chart how it looked. So this was the setup which was happening. We were getting this very nice sort of descending move. And if you look at the lows here, this was a low, this was a low, this was a low, and then this. These are very close lows. Whenever you get this kind of a move, right, it means that the down move is not very convincing. The breakdown should happen with big volumes and it should sustain, which was not happening in this case. Even if you look at the three lows which were made, this was the first low, this was the second low, this was the third low, right? So something, if I am to put a line here, this was this line was there, and this does not look very convincing, right? Generally, if the down move has to happen, it generally happens with big force, right? It does not, the lows are not made at a very small distances. Here, the distances are really small. This low, between this low and this low, and between this low and this low. This was the first point which showed that the downward movement was weak. And the second thing which also one has to look at was the kind of retracement which was happening, right? So in the first down move, this one, you got almost I would say 70% plus retracement. And in the second down move, from here till here, we got a retracement which was even like more than 100% retracement. This is clearly not a bullish sign, right? So when we got a breakout from here, which was a forceful gap up, so this I thought was a very good entry point, and I entered somewhere around here at the top of this candle, with this as the stop loss, somewhere midway around this. So this was the gap. Uh, this is the gap. So midway around the gap, somewhere around here was my stop loss, and this was a very good entry, right? So this was a successful trade, and then I kept on sort of adding, deleting trades, like adding, deleting volumes as the move went. So that is how the pyramiding happened. So one more interesting thing which I would like to share. So what is happening on a 30-minute chart? Whenever I got a big, I saw a big up move, right? Like this one. If you look at the 30-minute time frame, from here to here, it has gone without any substantial correction, right? So whenever I saw a good move, which was around more than 2 to 3 standard deviations, I partially exited my longs and waited for some correction to happen to re-enter again. So I would book somewhere around this area, and when this correction happened, then I would buy somewhere around this area, right? So that is another technique which I used, which helped me, because then I was getting double points for this region. This is I get it twice, once in this up move and the other time in this up move. So this is all about the setup. Uh, Briefly, I've tried to explain this. There are multiple layers to it, a lot of decision making which is discretionary. Uh, but this is the essence of what the price reading is for me in this particular trade. I hope a lot of you are able to understand and relate to this. Right? So this takes us to the second point, which is reward to risk. Uh, So as I told you, the total risk for me in this was a big trade which I took. Never risked this much in a single trade, but I just wanted, like, this year has been good for me, this financial year. So when you are up and you've taken your you've already achieved your targets, right? Then it makes sense to kind of take a big risk, a few big risks, in anticipation of a big reward, right? So that is what I did. This was a big risk for me, and the anticipation here was that I should be able to make at least 2.5x times the risk I'm taking, right? So if my risk is 25 lakh, then my reward has to be uh, at least 65L plus, right? So this is what I had in mind, and this is just an example. So this trade might not have worked out. That is also a possibility. But if I take, let's say, 3 or 4 such trades, right, or maybe let's say 10 such trades, and my hit rate is 50%. So still this works out pretty well, right? Out of the 5 winners, I will make up, if X is what I'm risking per trade, and 2.5x is my reward. Then in the 5 trades that I win, I end up making 12.5x, and I end up losing 5x in the 5 trades that I. So still it is a 7.5x kind of a win. So with this in mind, I had this notion that, okay, I'm going to take around 8 to 10 such trades in this financial year, and which are going to be high risk and a good reward to risk ratio, right? So you never know, the next trade might not work out, but that's fine. We do not look at one single trade, we look at a set of trades, right? So that is about risk and reward. Yeah, one more point. A lot of questions that have been asked There's a Q&A session that I did a few months back. So 90% of the questions which I get asked, more than 90% in fact, of the questions that I get asked are already answered in the Q&A which I did a few months back on YouTube. So it was a live session and a lot of good questions were discussed there. So I would suggest, if you are serious about learning, go through that. I think a lot of uh, good things were discussed there. I'll also provide the link for that in the description of this video. Yeah. Moving on to the next point, which is charges. Yeah, so what happened was something very funny. So when we load this, right, when we load this PNL report, at times, maybe 5 to 10% of the times, what happens is it does not calculate the charges. So it'll just say zero here, which is what happened with the screenshot which I had put. I did not see, I just quickly took a screenshot and put it. So that is what happened. So all of you who are asking if there is a package, special package that Zerodha is providing, wherein I do not have to pay, that is not the case. Even Zerodha guys responded, right? Mohsin here asked, how come the charges are zero? So this is what Zerodha had said. Sometimes this happens. Like we mentioned, the page must have not loaded properly, and in this case, a hard refresh should fix this, right? So this is what happened. So let me just do this again. Yeah, so this time it's coming out correctly. So I hope this clarifies for a lot of you guys who are thinking, how come the charges are not there? So the charges are definitely there. It is just a loading error. Okay. Yeah. Then a lot of questions around services offered. People were asking about if I conduct any webinars. So the answer to that is no, I do not. Then people were asking if there is any tips, services or anything. So there is not. I do not have that kind of a service. Yeah, what I do share with you guys is on Twitter. So you can follow me on Twitter. Whatever is there is there free for all. Uh, so my Twitter handle is this, right? You can follow me here. Then I have a Telegram channel as well, where I used to share a lot of my trades. There were not recommendations. I just wanted to do a bit of sharing. So I was sharing a few of my trades there, uh, just as a fun activity. So for people who want to see what that is, they can follow me on or go through my Telegram channel to get an idea. A lot of good content is also there. If you go, a lot of people actually have gone through uh, the trades that I have done here and got an idea of how and what trades I take. So almost 150 trades are there, and each of these trades are objective in nature with defined stop loss, defined exits with proper updates. So there's a lot of learning which you can do seeing these trades as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I do conduct Telegram and Twitter is yes, which is free for all. Then I do conduct workshops. So this I do once every year. Unfortunately, I did one last year. That was the first time I did it actually. But this year, because of the COVID-19 situation, I've not been able to do this. So this has not happened. Hopefully, 2021 we'll try if things are all right. Hopefully, they would be. So we'll try for one workshop across major 3 or 4 cities. So that's about it, I guess. I hope I've answered most of the questions that you guys asked in this thread. And again, I would like to thank everyone for their lovely messages on Twitter, on DMs, on WhatsApp, right? Hope you're having a great Diwali with your family and friends. And yep, that's it. That's it from my side. Take care and have a great weekend. Thank you.